The Roads Beneath the Ice. Douglas Kulik's life in the north. In late January, when the temperature drops to 40 below and the wind scours the surface of frozen lakes, Douglas Kulik laces his boots and heads out onto the ice. Beneath the dim Arctic sky, his breath forms clouds that hang in the air. The hum of machinery echoes in the distance. For most, it's an environment to endure. For him, it's home. I always say the North doesn't forgive mistakes, Kulik says, his voice steady. But it rewards those who listen. That philosophy has guided his career as one of Canada's foremost ice road engineers. A man who has spent more than 2 decades building the frozen highways that connect some of the country's most remote communities to the rest of the world. Kulik was born in Thompson, Manitoba in 1976, a place where winter lasts half the year and roads disappear under snowdrifts. His father worked the mines. His mother was a nurse. And young Douglas was drawn to the machines that carved paths across frozen lakes each season. I used to wait for the day they'd open the ice road. He recalls, it was like watching the world reconnect. That curiosity turned academic when he attended the University of Manitoba, where he studied civil engineering with a focus on permafrost and cold region design. After earning his degree in 1998, he went on to complete a master's in Northern Infrastructure Systems at the University of Calgary, where his research explored how climate change was reshaping traditional engineering models. Over the next 25 years, Kulik's work would stretch across Manitoba, the Northwest Territories, and Nunavut. He became known for blending traditional Indigenous knowledge with modern engineering tools like ground-penetrating radar and satellite imaging. In 2012, he led the Northern Access Initiative, a project that built over 400 kilometres of ice roads, linking 6 isolated communities for seasonal deliveries of food, fuel, and medicine. The effort reduced supply costs by nearly 40% and allowed year-round access for medical emergencies. These roads aren't just infrastructure. He says they're lifelines. When you live that far north, they mean warmth, food, and connection. His company, Arctic Link Engineering, which he co-founded in 2018, has since developed new approaches to cold weather logistics, using AI-driven models to predict ice thickness and modular road panels that can adapt to warmer winters. The greatest challenge of Kulik's field isn't distance or isolation, it's time. Warming temperatures have shortened Canada's ice road season by up to 25% over the past 2 decades, according to government studies. For engineers like Kulik, that means redesigning systems once thought timeless. He now advocates for climate-adapted transport routes, including hybrid corridors that combine land, ice, and floating structures. At conferences and universities, he urges students to rethink traditional engineering from the ground up. The North is our early warning system, he explains. When the ice changes, everything changes. Our logistics, our economy, our safety. We can't ignore it. His work with First Nations councils and federal agencies has earned him national recognition, including the Governor-General's Award for Northern Service in 2017 and the Engineering Institute of Canada Medal in 2019. Outside the field, Kulik lives in Winnipeg with his wife, Emily, a hydrologist from Norway House Cree Nation, and their 2 children, Sarah and Owen. Weekends often find him fishing on the Nelson River or photographing the aurora borealis above the frozen tundra. Travel, too, is part of his rhythm. Each spring, the family visits Iceland or Yellowknife, exploring glaciers and research sites together. We treat it as both adventure and education, he says. It's how we remind ourselves that these landscapes connect us all. He also mentors Northern youth through engineering outreach programs, helping them see how science can serve their communities. You don't have to leave the North to build your future, he tells them. Sometimes you build it right under your feet. Kulik's story isn't about fame or fortune. It's about endurance, purpose, and the quiet determination to keep people connected in the harshest environments on Earth. The roads he builds may melt each spring, but their impact lasts. They represent a rare kind of progress, one that respects both the land and the people who call it home. The ice teaches you humility, he says. You can't force nature to listen. You have to earn its trust, one frozen mile at a time.